Mrs. Johnston. It is knowledge and science time. We are on Unit 11, Taking Care of the Earth, and we are on Lesson 10. Today is the last story in our unit. Our story is called Goodbye from Good Old Earth. But let's review what Earth has taught us. Look at this picture. And can you tell me some of the things that you remember about this picture? Did you say some of these items? This picture shows an example of air pollution, that the smog is covering the city, that almost creates like a fog. And that smog is created from factories and the exhaust of cars. Let's take a look at this image. Why is air pollution harmful? Did you remember that air pollution is harmful to our lungs? Our lungs breathe in air all day. And when we breathe in air that is polluted, those dirty chemicals that are in the air gets into our lungs. We also heard a read aloud about Willy the water drop. Remember, Willy started out as fresh water, as you see here in the image. But then Willy ended up turning into wastewater, and he was coming out of this pipe with dirt and chemicals from people that had washed their hands, taken baths. What happened after Willy traveled through this pipe? That's right, you remembered he went to the water reservoir or the water treatment plant where he was cleaned and then later reused. Why is polluted water harmful? Yes, it contains dirt and chemicals that could be harmful to our bodies. Today's read aloud is the last read aloud about taking care of the earth. Listen carefully as good old Earth gives you some last suggestions about how you can help take care of our planet. Remember the different things that Earth says that you can do to help solve the Earth's problems. Well, this is probably the last time you'll see a picture like this of good old Earth, at least for a while. Of course, it's not the last time you'll see me at all. You see me, or at least part of me, every time you open your eyes. Before I say goodbye, I want to share a few interesting things with you. Listen closely, and you will learn some amazing things that you and other people can do to take care of me. Remember, it's important that everyone do his or her part. If every person accepts the responsibility to do a few little things, then these little things will start to add up to many big things. So pitch in. Think about what I've taught you and spread the words reduce, reuse, and recycle. Tell your friends and families that they need to help take care of Earth too. Don't litter. And if you see a place where other people have littered, ask an adult to help you organize a litter pickup. Don't throw trash out where it doesn't belong. And if you see a place where other people have thrown their garbage out on the ground or in a lake or a river, ask a grown up to help you plan a way to clean up that area. You and your family can also make sure you recycle paper, cans, cardboard boxes, glass, and that plastic that you use, or even start a compost pile with your leftover scraps so less trash goes into the landfills. What symbol do you see on this bin? Did you say the recycle symbol? Set up recycling bins in your home and school. Make a plan to get the materials from the bin to the recycling center and stick to your plan. If you collect a lot of recyclable materials but never bother to take them to the recycling center, you've only taken the first important step necessary in recycling. If you want to make sure that the recycling goes where it needs to go, then make it your responsibility to take care of it. Make sure that everything is properly sorted and out on the curb when the recycling truck comes. If your neighborhood doesn't have a recycling service, find out where the closest recycling center is. Then work with a parent or another relative with a car to set up 1 or 2 days each month when you will take a trip to drop everything off at the recycling center. What do you see in this picture? Did you say a family riding bikes? Another thing you can do is try to use your cars a little less. People are good walkers, and cars aren't the only things with wheels. Instead of getting a ride to a place that's just around the corner, maybe you can walk or ride a bicycle. That way, you won't burn any gasoline and you don't put any pollution into the air. Plus, the exercise is good for you. Of course, if people live close to the places they often need to get to, that helps them drive their cars a lot less too. If you or your parents absolutely have to ride or drive, find out if there is any way you can carpool with someone else. Carpooling is when two or more people ride in a car together to the same place. Do you understand how this reduces air pollution? If four people ride together to the playground, the store, or school as part of a carpool, that means only one car engine is burning gasoline instead of four engines. What is in this picture? A bus? How many people could ride in it at one time? Many people. Encourage your family to use the bus or train if you live in a city or town where they are available. Buses are a great way to get lots of people to where they need to go and to reduce the number of cars on the road. Anything you can do to reduce the number of cars on the road will also reduce the amount of pollution in the air. Another simple thing you can do to fight air pollution is to plant trees and gardens. Trees and other plants take in certain kinds of pollution, including exhaust from cars and trucks. The trees and plants put clean oxygen back into the air, which humans need to breathe. That means trees actually help clean the air. Every single tree matters. So plant trees whenever you can. And of course, use less paper and recycle used paper whenever you can. Reduce the amount of paper you use, and you'll reduce the amount of trees that need to be cut down. That way, there will be more trees available to clean the air. One of the simplest things you can do is try to use less electricity. Whenever you are watching television, working on a computer, or turning on a light, you are using electrical power. If people use less electrical power, then the power plants won't need to burn quite as much coal, oil, or other natural resources. And that will mean less air pollution. So when you turn off a lamp or a television, you are actually helping to keep the air clean. Whenever you walk out of a room for a while, remember to turn off the light. If it's daytime, try to open the blinds or curtains and let in some natural light so you don't have to use as much electricity. Don't forget that living things, including humans, need fresh water to survive, and that there is a limited supply of fresh water on Earth. You can do your part in conserving water by not wasting it. We use water for baths, washing dishes, flushing the toilet, cooking, and watering our gardens and yards. The list goes on and on. Remember to only use what you need. People can conserve water by turning off the faucet while brushing their teeth or by taking shorter showers. People can make sure that they turn off the sprinklers in the summer when the weather report calls for rain. Every water drop counts. Most important, I want to finish up by reminding you that you are part of a truly beautiful and amazing world. Whether you live in the city or in the country, whether you live in a big apartment building, in the country, in a neighborhood, or on a big farm, you are part of this world, and the things you do can affect the whole planet. People sometimes pollute and create all sorts of problems for the environment, but people also have the power to find solutions and to take care of the environment. Make it a point to be part of the solution. If every person makes a small effort or a try to help reduce, reuse, and recycle, it adds up and makes a big difference in taking care of good old Earth. Thank you. Why is it important to help take care of the Earth? It is important to help take care of the Earth because it is where we all live. We want to keep it healthy and clean so that we can stay healthy and clean. Name some things that you and your family can do to help solve the trash problem. You can organize a litter pickup, we can recycle, and we can make a compost pile. Name some things you and your family can do to help solve the problems of air pollutions. We can plant trees or other plants that will clean the air. We can carpool, walk, or ride bikes instead of riding in the car. We can try to live closer to the places we go to often, so we have to drive less. We can be sure to turn off things that use electricity, like lights or the television, when we are not using them. Name one way you can conserve fresh water. We can conserve water by turning off the water when brushing our teeth. Take shorter showers. Mrs. Johnston hopes you enjoyed the last story in our unit. And what are you going to do to help good old Earth?